Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Something has been bothering me and I want to pour it to you. I watched a movie last night and I couldn't sleep. I felt restless all through last night. And this video is for Africa. This video is not just for Nigeria, it's for Africa. How bad the leadership of Africa is that our youth can do everything possible to go to abroad. I'm not just talking of the regular route, go to the embassy, get a visa and fly. I'm talking of passing through Niger, passing through Libya, passing through the sea just to go to Europe. This bothers me. Please share this video for me. I want this leader to get to all presidents and all the leaders of Africa. Our forefathers were taken out through the sea during the trade that time. We are crying, we are complaining today. Our fathers, that's why you see most of the countries of the earth, most continents have blacks. These are people that were moved out during slave trade back then. While our youth right now are still trying to run to America, run to Italy, Canada, Europe in another form of slave trade. Why do I use form of slave trade? Because you're not going there to own a company. You are going there to work for somebody still to earn salaries. How ugly Africa has become that our youths are buying. The movie I watched was a practical story. I think Oloture, something like that, The Journey, that's the name of the movie on Netflix, was showing a practical story of what youth go through. Out of 100 youth that leave a country, passing through that route, through Libya, through Niger, through Sahara Desert, through the sea, out of 100 that leave Nigeria, less than 10 get to their destination. Less than 10 get to their destination. Even with all the risk, the youth are so tired. I'm coming there to say something to the youth because this is a mindset thing. The youths are so tired with the lack of development and opportunities in Nigeria and Africa that they're willing to take that risk. They move from here, pass through all the West African countries. Some of them they buy them, some of them they remove their head, some of them they knock, some of the ladies they knock them severally, unprotected, unallowed, not consensual. Get to Niger, some of them they buy them. When they buy those youths, how are the families feeling? That's why parents need to sit up and keep on speaking and voting out bad leadership in Nigeria and in Africa. They buy them in Niger, they buy them in the deserts, they take away whatever they have, take their wallet, take their cash, take their money, take their phones. They can't communicate with their family. They get to Libya. The girls that cannot pay to move from Libya to the sea, they go begin do a shower. Some of the girls are sold to women that are using them. Other men will be knocking them for the girls to raise money. A girl can be sold to a woman for $1,000. The girl will have to knock men to raise $4,000 to pay the madam. You get to Libya. Some of you that are in Europe through this route know what I'm saying. Nigerian parents and African parents, if your children left your house, say that they pass that route, say that they go Italy and they go abroad and you didn't hear from them again, most of them have died. It pains me. I've not experienced it, but it pains me. They don't buy. You get to Libya, they will tell you that to get to the sea, you have to pay $100 for transport. What's the transport? They will bring a tanker of water, empty the water and pack human beings there. Nigerians, Ghanaians, Cameroonians, people that are going to where? They will get to the sea. And people are entering a boat, some without life jackets, some with life jackets, in a sea. No compass, taking risks. That's why any relative you have abroad that sends you $100, $200, appreciate it. They know they pick money for abroad though. See, this abroad, they know they pick money for inside. Sit down in Nigeria and think of what to do to make money. Those that didn't pass through that tough routes, What I watched yesterday, I was having headache. People are going through it. Some of you watching this video, some you went and came back. Some of you that are in abroad, how was it? This was how you got to abroad. How was the journey? That's why I frown at any Nigerian in diaspora who is supporting this bad leadership, because the children of all those bad leaders, they don't pass through this stress. Now poor man picking, and at the end, now poor man picking go collect 10,000 votes, yeah, governors, yeah, presidents, yeah, senators. That will not solve the problem. You go to UK embassy, you go to Canada embassy, you go to all the embassies, both in Lagos, Nigeria, and Abuja, Nigeria. I'm being specific because I live in Nigeria. You can talk, you know about your country. The countries plant their embassies in your country. Visa procurement, out of 1,000 visa applications, 950 are rejected. No refund for the visa payment. So if the visa application was $100, please do a mass of $100 times 950. The embassies, this video I'm doing, some people will not like it, but I need to speak my mind. The embassies are ripping the country. Visas, I'm not talking of flights, visas. The African doctors are running away to foreign countries because the government of their countries are not paying them good salaries. The students are running to the West, running to Europe, running to Canada to further their education, and then they move their family there because the educational system in this continent is poor. How many white men have you seen studying in Nigeria University? Tell me. How many white men from West, Middle East, Asia, Europe, US, how many of their citizens are schooling in Nigeria University? And still our leaders are not shameless. Our leaders are becoming very shameless. Our children, they don't go abroad to go school because we know they develop the educational system of Nigeria. How many of the people abroad come to Nigeria to school? That is for you to know that we're not doing well. Up till today, Nigeria does not have a national carrier. This is about Nigeria and Africa. Share this video for me. Up till today, we don't have a national carrier. They did abracadabra with Ethiopia Airline last time. Boom, end of discussion. I've passed through Ethiopia while traveling to some countries. Those guys have national carriers. I have a video when I was videoing airplanes. I was videoing planes in there. I think that was Bole Airport. I was videoing planes in their airport for 10 minutes. I said, what is this? What is this? This is still a country in Africa. And we'll call ourselves the giant of Africa, Nigeria. Unashamed, they shame me. Our youth that don't get visas and don't have money to pass through air to go to abroad, they are going through the suffer head, because not suffer head of passing through road to Niger, get to Libya, pass through sea. 95% of them don't get to their destination. Some buy on the road, some enter. Some of the girls are beginning to knack men to make money in Libya and Niger to pay somebody before they can proceed. You get to Libya, those that their family cannot send money to, they stop in Libya. Sometimes they buy them and they collect their internal body cell. The countries over there that colonize countries in Africa, they are bringing Africans to be fighting themselves. This region, fight this region. While you are fighting yourselves, they are enjoying your natural resources. Africa is blessed. Our problem is bad leadership. Africa is so blessed that if the leaders can sit down and take care of the resources, it will be the richest continent on earth. Africa is the richest continent on earth. Hope you are aware. Because riches is under the earth. What don't we have? Is it gold? Is it tin? Is it crude? Is it diamonds? What don't we have in Africa? Is it copper mine? What don't we have in Africa? But one, Africa, poor educational system. They manipulate the wrong people to become president and prime ministers so that they can come set basmos between this angle and this angle. And while you are busy fighting, they are busy mining your raw materials, and they fly it out. If you know the illegal mining that is going on in many countries, including Nigeria, you will shock. And we're not talking about this. Nobody is thinking that way. Embassies are collecting their own from the corner. Youth are suffering. Share this video for me. Share this video for me. This is the most hurting video on national and continental issues I'm doing. Youths, don't do everything possible to go abroad. Don't do everything possible to go abroad. There is wealth in Africa, but one, it has to do with your mind. I've had opportunities to travel. I don't want to travel. I'm in Nigeria. There is money in this country, and I'm making my money in this country. Sometimes I think it is mental laziness, sorry for using that adjective, that makes a youth leave your father's land that has opportunities, that you can start from somewhere and grow, and then you go abroad where you'll be working for somebody else. Is it not the same slave trade? What's the difference between what our forefathers did 200 years ago and what our youths are doing today? Personally, I see no difference. And 70% of the money you are making over there still goes back into the system to enrich the system. Young girls, they do ashawo for Nigeria. They are interested in going abroad, not to look for work, but to continue ashawo. What kind of mentality is that? Young boy, they press laptop for Nigeria. He won't go Malaysia. He won't go Turkey. He won't go Cyprus. Not to look for work or to go to school. Deep down for your mind, and to go continue the yahoo for them. Africa needs to wake up. Nigeria needs to wake up. Our leaders need to wake up. They are seeing us as black monkeys. Now waiting did they see us as? Because our leaders no get sense. You will borrow money, use your national resources and your national assets as collateral, squash the money. You borrow money from a country, then you go squash the money in your country, then take the remaining one to that country to develop the country. Your children are chopping the money in the country. You are buying cars and houses in the country, and nothing is done in your country. And then later, your children and your children's children and your citizens will be the one paying for those national debts.